Now, the second part of our lesson is using commas. As you know from our introduction to this lesson, we know that commas can save lives. Okay? Now, today we only deal with the first part of using commas, and we have only 2 points to deal with here. Using commas in a series of words and using commas with adjectives. For the first idea, using commas in a series of words, word series means that we have 3 or more items in a row. Okay, what if I have more than one word in a list? Okay, words in a list can be nouns, can be verbs, can be adjectives, can be any other. Like, go to this example: the engine rattled, coughed, and stalled. Okay, here we have a series of verbs, okay, for the same subject, which is the engine. Okay, so because we have 3 verbs in a list in a row, so we use commas. As you can see here, the number of commas is less than the number of words in a series by -1. So here we have 3 verbs. Okay, so we add only 2 commas. Okay, so words can be verbs, can be nouns, can be adjectives. Okay, look at this example: I bought rice, tomato, potato, and oil from the supermarket. As you can see here, of course we must have here a period. Now, I bought rice, tomato, potato, and oil. Here, these are the list or the words in a row. Okay, how many are they? 1, okay, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how many commas we have? 1, okay, 2, 3. So the number of commas are less than the number of words joined in a list by -1. Okay, less than by 1. Now, series can be as long as words and can be as long as phrases. For example, there were fingerprints, okay, at the top, on the sides, and on the bottom. If you look here, we have 3 prepositional phrases in a series or in a list in a row. The first one is at the top, the second one is on the sides, and the third one is on the bottom. So here we have 3 prepositional phrases used in a series or in a row. We have 2 commas between them. Okay, also words can be as long as a clause. Okay, I knew that we were late, that the ice cream was melting, and that the car was nearly out of gas. So as you can see here, we have 3 clauses starting with that we were late, that the ice cream was melting, and that the car was nearly out of gas. So we have here 3 clauses in a series, so we add 2 commas for making the sentence clear for the readers to be understood. Okay, so here the first example or the first item we deal with in using commas is using commas with series, and we know that series can be just words like verbs, like nouns, like adjectives, and adjectives we will deal with it separately. Okay, we will deal with adjectives separately, but where series can be in words, okay, can be in phrases, and can be as long as a clause, as you can see. Now, if the series is 2 items only, you don't need a comma. Like, take water and food with you. We have only 2, okay, so we don't have to add a comma here. Now, if all the words are joined by and or, you don't have to add a comma. Like, for example, some sentences you can find like this: take water and food and matches with you. So here, instead of using commas, we use the conjunction and, so we don't need to add comma. Okay. Now the second part and the last one of using commas is using it with adjectives. But using commas with adjectives have some points. Okay. The first case are the adjectives we are using them, okay, coordinating, following each other, or they are cumulative. What does this mean? Let's see. Use a comma between consecutive coordinate adjectives. Don't use a comma between cumulative adjectives. What's mean coordinate adjectives and what's mean cumulative adjectives? Let's see. A coordinate adjective modifies a noun equally and separately, which means that if you have 2 or 3 adjectives, they all modify the same noun, and they can separately modify the same noun without any change in the meaning. When coordinate, each adjective modify the same noun separately and equally. The word and could join each adjective, and in this they make sense if you rearrange them, okay, the sentence is still making sense. But what about the case if the adjectives are cumulative? Okay, if the adjectives are cumulative, they are building upon one another and they should not be separated with commas. If you reorder cumulative adjectives, the result will not read smoothly, which is the opposite of coordinate